Welcome to this week's edition of the pregame show with Coach Hoffmann and University of Minnesota Morris Cougars. Finally have a home game, Coach. Homecoming, a lot of things going on. But let's first talk about last week. Trip down to MacMurray didn't turn out the way we wanted. Marcus Luna had 9 tackles, 4 tackles for loss. Talk a little bit about the game on defense and how he helped you.
Yeah, defensively we had an okay start, I'd say, early, and then things kind of raveled, I guess, a little bit. But from the standpoint of just defensively, I thought from a playing standpoint, the kids for the most part in the run game part did okay, and they hurt us over the top a little bit, which we can't have. Again, big plays continue to be our MO defensively, and that's got to stop. And that's something we got to coach better with the kids, something that we got to put them in situations schematically that they're better. But again, I thought for the most part we're pretty stout against the run, and we, for whatever reason, had a real issue tackling. And we talked about that this week, and really looking at getting back some fundamental things, certainly defensively, but offensively too. But we got to tackle better, and we got to execute better, and we got to get these kids to play harder. And that's on me, obviously, and getting these guys going a little bit, and changing the process and kind of how we prepare each week it was kind of the name here this week, and so excited to kind of get rolling with that. But Marcos has got to be a guy for us. It's got to continue to be a playmaker. He's a very quality football player. He's a real good linebacker. Does a good job in the pass rush. I think he had 2 sacks too. So I mean, he can get after the quarterback too, and so he's a tremendous asset to have, certainly on the defensive side.
Offensively, moved the ball a little bit, couldn't come up with any points. 3 weeks in a row, a little struggle offensively. Are you seeing some progress in what you're doing?
Yeah, and there's little things here and there, and I think ultimately too, offensively, and I talked to the offensive staff about this too. We do got to give some credit to our opponents too, and we've had a really tough road schedule here. I mean, we've played 3 road games in 3 different states, and not that that's an excuse at all, but it is a reality. And so, but at the same time, unacceptable, in terms of our offense and our offensive execution. And that's something that, we kind of emphasize again this week, trying to figure out really what these guys can do and put our kids in those situations as much as possible. But again, we got to change kind of how we practice. And so I felt like this week, at least yesterday, we had ourselves a great practice, a lot more physical than it has been, a lot more up-tempo, a lot more intense. I think that's something that we can control as coaches and players, and ultimately get better results on Saturdays.
Rolling into this week, homecoming, Iowa Wesleyan's coming to town. Damian Hoffman, honorary captain, going into the Hall of Fame. A lot of good things happening around campus. You think that's helped with your intensity of practice, knowing that you're playing in front of the home crowd?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I think from the kids' standpoint, it's a chance to finally play at home. It's homecoming. It'll be a great crowd, as it always is. We'll be in our black jerseys again. It's something I think, hopefully it's something that gets these kids going, and I'm very confident that it will. And I think certainly from our practice yesterday, obviously I think the evidence is there a little bit that, our energy is going to be better, our effort's going to be better, just our discipline and our execution will be better. But certainly having guys like Damon around is a tremendous honor. We're obviously thrilled to see these going to the Hall. That's something from a football standpoint, and we talk a lot about with our current team of just the people before them, and that's the expectation that we want to raise this bar to. We're not there yet, obviously, but we're going to continue to strive for that, and through our work here, and obviously our work on the road recruiting and getting the right players, all those things. Those are all pieces of the puzzle, and so it's a good reminder. It'll be good for our kids to even just see a guy like that to be back on campus, and our guys from the 80s, the 70s. Those are all guys that we're striving to get this program back to that they can be proud of, and obviously we got some work to do on that front.
Iowa Wesleyan, what are they going to do offensively, and how are you going to stop it?
Offensively, they're, I kind of told our defense they're a bit of a smorgasbord in terms of offense. Do everything from ISO to, some cutback zone stuff to midline to all kinds of different things. But the bottom line, I think, is they're going to try to pound the football, and which they should. Again, from what we've been able to do, defensively, we got to get better. Certainly stopping the run, but also I think too the one thing that, their quarterback's their best athlete, and they got to get the ball in his hands. He's a good player. They have a couple wideouts, I think, that are very talented. They're speedy guys or lanky guys, so we got to be obviously conscious of that. But, they're going to pound the ball with ISO, and at the same time, they kind of lull you to sleep with that and then take a shot. And this kid at quarterback, he can get creative. He can move the pocket. He can get out of the pocket. When that dude gets out in space, he's dangerous. And so we got to make sure that we're doing a great job containing him in terms of the pass game, and then in the run game, try to eliminate him as much as we can, because he'll run the football too with some of the midline stuff that they run. So certainly it's going to be a challenge, and certainly again if we don't get better at tackling, it really doesn't matter. So we got to be great tacklers, which is our big emphasis this week.
And defensively, what does Iowa Wesleyan do? And offensively, how are you going to move the ball this week?
They're a team that's going to come after you. They play a lot of almost cover zero type stuff, a lot of man stuff, bring different twists, different stunts up front. It's a 3-man front, kind of a 3-3 stack look, and then they're bringing dudes, and they're going to twist the heck out of it. So, obviously from a run game standpoint, we got to be very conscious and very sound in our blocking assignments, making sure, again, if we're running zone, B-gap players and things like that, that we make sure up front that we're passing those things off and doing what we need to do there. And, we certainly got to try to exploit. We got to have a wide receiver get loose. Again, if they're going to play that much main coverage, we got to be able to get the ball down the field. Whether it's through the air, screens, draws, run the ball to the perimeter, try to get up inside, whatever. There's got to be a lot of different things that we can do. But we've simplified kind of what we're doing offensively, and hopefully it's going to produce the results that we need.
Well, folks, we're changing the process here. We're going to change the process Saturday, get the first win on homecoming, 12 noon start for the Cougars. Come out and see them play.